You're watching RPM on 10. Last week we had him on 2 wheels. This week he's on 4. In the build-up to the Finke Desert Race, Darryl Beattie headed west and pulled on the helmet again for an unforgettable day in the red dirt.
We all know Australia is a pretty damn big place, and all these amazing deserts combined together in Australia is 2.3 million square kilometres and occupies 30% of the continent. So where else would you go but to the beautiful red centre to find one of Australia's biggest and fastest desert races? This is Peter Kittle's Jimco buggy. The power plant, it's a Toyota. It's 3.5 litre, V6, and it's out of the standard Orion road car. But the one in this is certainly not standard anymore. When the team get their hands on it, and with a lot of hours in the workshop and R&D, and a few turbochargers, it produces an impressive 700 brake horsepower. The car itself only weighs 1,300 kilos. The sheer size of it just standing here is impressive, and everything on it is super heavy duty. It's built to do one job, and that is go flat out across this rough terrain. Well, Peter, I guess with the Kittle buggy, tell us a bit about the design and how the buggy starts when you receive the vehicle.
Well, the cars are imported from the United States, made by a company called Jimco. We receive the car pretty well as a frame and panels, and then we add the transmission, wiring, engines, etc. all out here in Australia. You can buy the car turnkey, but we chose to buy it in kit form and put it together ourselves. We chose the V6 for 2 reasons. One, we can use the Toyota engine, which we believe is a lot more reliable engine. It's got a very strong bottom end, and we want to go turbocharged, so in the V8s it limits you to 6 litre. We want to go turbocharged, we use a 3.5 litre V6, which this engine's ideal. It's a
Beautiful looking machine. It's built to do a fantastic job. What I don't understand is why the owner doesn't want to be in it right now.
The owner does want to be in it right now, but we have Dave Fellows that drives the car, who's really good, one of the best drivers in Australia in this class, and the honest truth is the owner's not fast enough and game enough anymore, so that's it.
Well, Dave, you're the lucky one because the boss doesn't drive his car anymore, and you're fortunate enough to sit in this cockpit and race this car.
Yeah, I guess I'm the envy of a lot of off-road racing drivers, but yeah, very, very fortunate that Pete's put me in the driver's seat of this vehicle.
Give me a bit of a tour of your cockpit. Obviously pretty basic for this style of racing, but still a bit to know.
There is a little bit to know, not a lot, but to start with, we run a main master switch like most race cars, so in the event of emergency, just flip that off and it'll shut all power, make it safe. We run a 6-speed inline sequential gearbox, so as you can see there's a gear display there, so you won't get confused with what gear you're at. We also run a turning brake when you come into corners. If you get into a little bit of trouble or it's pushing, you can push it to the left or the right to lock each other wheel. Other than that, she's pretty easy to drive.
Before I drive the buggy, I really wanted to give you an idea and appreciate how difficult this Finke race is. We're on the track right now, and we're in the team's 200 series Land Cruiser, a vehicle that is really built for outback conditions. Going through some whoops here, and I'm barely doing 30 kilometres an hour, and as you can see, the car is all over the place. The track is rough.
Predominantly I just heel and toe. Yeah. From going back through the gears, just give it a little blurt on the throttle, and the best thing with this, the quicker and harder you are, the better. Okay. Don't try and be nice to it. Yeah. Just got to hate it. Yeah. Get into it, mate.
Amazing that pitch.
Yeah, pitch is good. Considering the ground conditions, the brakes pull up quite well.
Yeah.
This one here will kick a bit.
When you short shift?
Yeah, it just helps the car settle down a bit.
Yeah.
It just uses a bit more throttle control instead of holding it down. 100% throttle. Come into a left-hander. On the gas. When you come onto these sort of straights, it gets a little bit skaggy.
That's good. Next week, Alice Springs is really going to come alive when the Finke Desert Race hits town. Some 525 motorcycles and 80 plus buggies are going to roar along this Finke track from Alice Springs to Finke, some 235 kilometres each way. If my little excursion today in this buggy has got anything to go by, it's sure got a chance of being the outright winner. And I never want to ride a dirt bike ever again.
He doesn't mind getting a mouthful of dust. He loves and gets all the good gigs, doesn't he? We'll keep you updated next weekend with the latest from Finke. Stick around, though. Now, I should say, there is plenty of ground still to cover here on RPM.